This is my small condo in Toronto. It is an open concept space, approximately 400 square feet, plus the terrace outside. I wanted a space for just one person, but with plenty of sunlight. I had my eye on this place from when I was still based in Dubai, and then when I relocated here, I decided right then and there that I'd like to rent it. And here I am, 3.5 years later. What I love about this space is that it doesn't hinder my creativity. I feel that within this very small space, I can do everything I want that would normally require a bigger space. So when you first come in, you see this little lobby area. I usually sit here to change my shoes. Here is where I keep small little knickknacks, a bottle of water, my keys, phone, and so on. There's a washer dryer behind this door for laundry. And then adjacent to that is this closet space. It has room for 2 large suitcases, my backpacks, a yoga mat, a bunch of miscellaneous items here, and then shelving on the top. Across from the hall here, there's a small bathroom. There's no bathtub, but there is a shower with the glass walls. The size is not too big or too small, it's just adequate. Of course, a bathtub would be indulgent, but as a single young professional, I think a shower just does fine for now. And as we come from the hallway, we step into the living area. We have a plant here. I've had it for 2 years, and I've grown it ever since it was very small. And it's taking over here. It's growing into some big vines, and sometimes I change up the location every now and then. This dining table is essentially a very basic eating area, but sometimes I use it as my work and laptop corner. And I love to have candles and fruits as well for decoration. So this is my one-wall linear kitchen. As you can see, it has the fridge and the stove and the sink all in one line. This is a full-sized fridge. It has space for everything. Grocery shopping is approximately once a week. There's actually a lot of hidden storage in the kitchen. You'd think that it's actually very small, but I have a full-size, bulky, big juicer for making green juices in the morning. There's also space for a food processor. So I have one of each appliance. There's no shortage of appliances at all. And there's also a special feature here, a hidden dishwasher. It's quite discreet. And then there's a very convenient microwave, and the pantry area has plenty of storage for a month or a few months of non-perishable items. So I love cooking, and living alone for the past 3.5 years, I've started to cook more and try new different dishes every now and then. There's a tremendous amount of glass windows, and they're floor to ceiling, which allow for plenty of sunlight to come in. And certainly because we're west facing, even on the gloomiest days, a lot of sun rays come in. In the summers, I always keep the sliding door open. I almost never have it closed. And I keep going in and out. And sometimes I'll just sit outside on the chaise longue reading a book or sipping something and overlooking Toronto. We are in my little humble living room. I think this couch is the one piece of furniture that brings everything all in together. I would sit here for hours on end, either reading or cross-stitching or playing with social media or speaking to my family overseas. And then this partition here, divides the sleeping quarters from the rest of the home. And it's also where I keep all my fabric and my craft supplies, and also a bit of decoration. It's very form and function. It also is very open, so it does let light in. It certainly did divide the home into almost 1/3 and 2/3, and it helps give me this feeling of privacy when I'm sleeping. But at the same time, when I'm here in the living room, it prevents me from seeing the bed and feeling sleepy all day. It feels like a proper living room. It almost gives the bed the feeling of a separate bedroom, even if it doesn't have a separate door. So even though the space feels a bit small, I don't feel that I have to compromise on my creativity. It was very important for me to have a place where I can sit and relax, but also get out my stuff and really be very creative. Sometimes I have midnight sessions where the whole place turns into a garment factory, and it gets very chaotic and busy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So my desk functions as a writing desk, as a vanity for hair and makeup, and also as a sewing table. Here's where I have my sturdy sewing machine, and all my cosmetics are here. There's plenty of storage, and the vines keep creeping here up everywhere. We are in my little bedroom. We have a twin-size bed, which is very comfortable. I also like to cover it with quilts that I make myself. And over here we have my gallery wall of embroidery hoops, which I'm very fond of. It contains all the hoops and cross-stitchery and embroidery that I've done over the past 3.5 years. You'll see that I do a lot of flora and fauna, so flowers, leaves, animals. I'm also very inspired by my surroundings, so being in Toronto, we have a little bit of Canadiana here. There's a maple leaf and the CN Tower. So I started an Instagram project called Across Stitch Across Canada. I like to teach people, adults and children, how to cross stitch, and I also showcase all my cross stitchery work. I learned cross stitchery approximately 10 years ago from my mother, and I think cross stitching and embroidery and any type of fiber art really has the ability to be modern. It doesn't have to be old or traditional or vintage. And I always embroider my own clothes, my own bags. I'm also a fashion designer and a garment maker and a sewist. I didn't make this dress, but I have a mannequin where I drape fabric and create my own designs. This is my wardrobe where I keep all my overflowing clothes. I think storage can be a challenge sometimes, yes. I always have to know where I'll keep everything, and every time I bring something in, I have to know to take something out. And now I try to cognitively have a nice balance between possession and minimalism. So given the expensive cost of living, certainly in a city like Toronto, I think by choosing to live in a small space, still expensive relatively as it is, it allows me to live more affordably and I can be in the center of the city. I'm a public relations and marketing communications professional. Currently I don't work from home, but previously when I did, I had set up a little home office type situation. There is a gym in the building, a theater room. There's also a terrace with a nice lounge area. And it's an extension in a way of all the residence buildings. It's like a collective place where we can all meet and have friends over and so on. It's an excellent feature that supplements living in a small condo space. I think this is a perfect size for me. I haven't really felt that I'm crammed or lack space at all. I've certainly grown attached to my place, and I've grown with it as much as it has grown with me. So I don't see myself moving out anytime soon.
Subscribe to Exploring Alternatives, and please share this video if you liked it. You can also follow Farida on Instagram at Across Stitch Across Canada. Thanks for watching.